Hey, what's happening, everybody? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. I've been searching for reels again, that's right, and I've had really good luck. I've had really good luck finding reels here recently. They're like mushrooms. They're all of a sudden just going bloop. You go to bed and the next thing you know, there's a circle of them in the front yard growing all over the place. And the Lightfoot Antique Mall produced 3 reels for me. And I'm going to show you one of them that we're really probably not going to work on, but I'm going to show it to you that I found it anyway. And hey, maybe one of you guys have one and have some parts for me, because that's the problem with this particular reel. It's missing some parts. And because it's an extremely old and odd reel, I don't know that I'll be able to find exactly what I need for that one. I'm going to show it to you real quick though. Hold on a second. Let me shut this. People get mad when I leave those drawers open. I don't know why, but they get on me. That's right. That's a Bach Brown right there. Bach Brown Spinster. Made by the Lionel Train Company. That's right. Lionel Toy Trains. Now, I found a half bale Lionel Train Company Bach Brown Spinster. But I found this one, and this one is missing the spring and the mechanism that goes inside. And inside the bale there. So the chances of me finding that piece going to be hard. So I will call Matt's Reel Repair and see if that is a part that we can find. But the first thing I want to do before I do any of that is tear this thing apart internally, make sure everything is, seems like it is, everything except that bale. But we're not going to be concerned with that one right yet. I believe that guy's going to clean up pretty well. But we're going to leave that one alone for a bit and go move on to the next one. Now, this is a 1777 Shakespeare. This is a cool reel. I like these. The only thing I didn't like about these was the sloping button. When you put your thumb on it, I had a heck of a time keeping my thumb pushed on these things. I like the ones that come back a little further and kind of keep your thumb on top. That's personal opinion. It's just a personal thing. But this is a 1777. Very cool reel. Again, Shakespeare. That's your drag. The problem with this guy is, take a look at that crank arm. We have talked about this before. That's what happens when those things corrode. That plastic corrodes internally, and the next thing you know, it explodes that plastic right off that crank arm. Now, what are we going to do about that? I don't know! We'll figure something out on that one. But the one that I'm actually the most interested in today is, that's right, crazy as it may sound, it's a Sears. Another Sears reel. This is a Sears Ted Williams. That's right, a Ted Williams 440. Now, take a really good look at this reel. If you really see it, what is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a doggone Shakespeare is what it is. But Shakespeare made this reel for Sears under the Ted Williams name. The only bad thing is there's a dent right there. But I think that dent can be gotten out of there. Not positive, but it took a pretty good hit. But everything else is in great shape. It does work. Everything seems to function. It has a, there is no switch for the anti-reverse. It is an always engaged anti-reverse. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is all Shakespeare right there, buddy. But it's really cool the way this thing is made. It's very, I don't know, man, 1958, 9, something like with the big fins and the stars and the shape and everything. It's just really cool. It's very cool. Let's get into this thing. I got 2 bowls right here just waiting for parts to go in them. All right. That should be good right there. All right, let's get into Ted here. And first off, we'll take Ted's cap off there. That definitely needs to be cleaned up inside. A little bit funky on the inside there. And we, of course, have a flathead screw there. We're going to take that off. Let's see, does that come completely out? Yes, it does. Oh my holy goodness. That was really stuck. Our rotor, which is really dirty. I think this is a twist. Yes, that's a twist. It's a twist-o-matic. We got to get that line off there. Man, this thing is really nasty. This looks just like... It looks like the 1795 inside is what it looks like. Alright, let's see if we can get these out of here. Let's cross our fingers and hope that none of these heads break off. Okay, there's one that moved easily. Thank you very much. Alright, and... Yep, that is identical inside. Absolutely identical to the 1795 that we just got through rebuilding. That's just cool. Because I already know how that looks inside. How convenient is that? Alright, let's hope that these screws come off as easily. Yep, absolutely identical inside. That's very cool. Alright, let's get that clip off of there. We'll pull that shaft out of there, put that in there. Drop that little washer down in there. Take the spring and the gear out. Drop it down in there. Gear looks fair. Looks like it's alright. Alright. And we will take this bottle opener out. Put it in there. Now I think there was a washer. Yes, there's a washer right there. There is a washer down in there. Put that right there, and this is basically ready to be cleaned. Actually, the entire reel is ready to be cleaned. The first thing I got to do is get this funky line off of this so we can clean that up good. We'll clean all that stuff up first, and then we'll come back and we will work on this fun part. Alright, so we're back here. Everything's kind of cleaned up. Everything's really cleaning up well, actually. Put that over here. Little gear, this pinion gear looks like it's really clean. It doesn't have hardly a scar on the darn thing, to be honest with you. I don't see anything, any kind of pressure really put on this reel. So I'm beginning to wonder if this thing was fished much. If it was fished, it wasn't fished much, that's for sure. But everything's cleaning up really well, so we're going to go ahead and put the body and everything back together again. Get that going, and then we'll work on that side piece. I love these little designs, whatever these are. Where'd the side piece go? There it is. I don't know what they are, but they're very classy looking. Ted Williams must have been a Mr. Fancy Pants, that's all I can figure. And a lot of the name, the model number, all those numbers are really, you can read them pretty easily. I didn't rub over these at all. I didn't clean any of that. I just kind of barely went over because I didn't want any of the paint to come off. It's already faded a little bit, but I just didn't want to lose any of that. I wanted it all be there. So let's get this body put back together again. I'm going to go with the shaft first here. We will take this shaft and just push it right on down in there and work it around a little bit. Get the oil moving in it. There we go. Now we have a little washer that we can't forget. And that washer needs to go here. Alright, let's put this gear back on again. There is our gear. Now will be our spring. Little washer goes back on. Alright, now we need to get our little C-clip. And we're going to see if I can do this with my fingers. Oh, I did it. Alright, so I got that with my fingers. That was lovely. Now, can I... There we go. I would have let you see that, but I had to pull it to my chest in order to get it to work. putting the bottle capper back on. There we go, got her snapped into place. Now let me see, can I put the button in? I think I can put the button and stuff in. We are going to set the spring in its little home here. Then we can put this shaft here through the spring down into the buttonhole, and we can put this part together. Now I can put the rotor back on. There we go. We'll drop a little oil down in the hole here. So when we put this screw back in, and now what we need to do is take apart this mechanism right here, which we're all pretty sure we know what that is and how it works because we just got through doing it. That's right, I said we because you were right there with me. Hopefully there'll be a star washer underneath of this acorn nut. And there is right there. We'll set that in there. And we'll set that washer right there. We will take this crank off of here. Yeah, it's a good thing we're cleaning this one up. She's got some carousing going on in here. Alright, under the star, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a washer and a spring. And then, yep, there is the washer that was missing from the 1795. Which I did order, by the way, and we have a new washer. There's our spring. That came out in my hand. And under that spring is this little piece here, which is so very important. Come on out of here, important. There we go. Now it's just a, I would love to be able to tell you what that piece is, but I don't know. But just remember, it's got two prongs that stick off the bottom, and it has to go down in there, prong down first, because you definitely need that in there. And this is where our spring is that came off on us last time. But we got to take that nut off right there first. Meanwhile, let's see if we can get this roller. See, this is supposed to roll. At least I think it is on this one too. Yep. That has to come off. There it is, it's coming. This is a very important part. It is supposed to run freely. As you see, it is not. There it is. That little top hat right there goes on that little pin, and without that rolling like it should, things just don't act right. Really have to be cautious cleaning that up and not losing it. Alright, let's get that nut loose. There's a nut there and a washer there that's got to come off. Lots of corrosion built up here, but it's all coming apart, thank goodness. There we go. And now this should come out in our little spring, as long as we don't lose it. Come on out of there. There we go. Our little spring goes around that edge right there. We're going to take this little spring out and lay him in here. Now we can go clean up these guys and hopefully get this thing put back together and working again. Because I have something special that we're going to do with this one. That's right. Alright, we got the second half cleaned up. Get it dried off and get it put back together again. Let's see, get a clean paper towel here. Let's start getting this stuff dried off here. Teeth look good on here, teeth are sharp. We have to get our spring. Come here, spring. So if that goes like that, then this needs to go on here like this. Okay, we got that in finally. That only took about 20 minutes. Definitely was easier on the 1795 than it was on this one. But hey, it's in there, it's together, and that is what matters the most to me. You got a flat side on that washer right there, and that's got to go on like that. Then this nut has a flat side as well. Not a flat side like fits like the washer, but a flat side that butts up to that washer. Alright, now we're going to get the drag side of this thing put in here. There we go. Now we got to get this little bushing in there with its little prongs and such. That's got to go down in there. Then we got to have this spring like that. Then we got to put that washer, the all important washer. Then this fancy star has got to go on there, because where would we be without that? That on there. Then we're going to need this little star washer doodah. Put that on. Then our fancy acorn nut that's all shined up and pretty as a decorative touch. And now, important part here, I'm going to put a little grease right there, because that is where this little schmutz has to go. Right there, see that little top hat? It's got to go right there, and I put that grease on there because I want it to stay on there and not fall off. The key is getting everything to line up. There we go. It just has to drop into place. As soon as it drops into place, everything is good. Now we get our screws here. I will make sure that's doing it. That's doing right. I got to tell you what I just did just now. That thing's smooth, baby. It is smooth. I said the only bad part of this reel is where somebody has dropped it, which again, we've talked about that, and that's what happens. People, they drop these things down, and that's what happens. So anyway, there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed this. This was a really cool reel. It's really cool to see what Shakespeare did for other companies, like Sears and Roebuck, Ted Williams. I mean, that's what this reel is. But it's a very classy version. I mean, it's got these cool emblems and stuff that kind of give it that look like it's a 1950s Buick or something. You know, just a really, really cool. I mean, and it's really got some weight to it, and it feels quality. You know, that's the thing. You look at all that chrome and all that stuff. This is just a cool, cool reel. Very cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I really did. I really was very glad I found it today on the shelf. So anyway, hope you guys like this. We'll see you on the next one, whatever the next one may be, even if it's this one with the broken crank that we got to try to figure out how to make a new one. Sometimes there is fabricating in revitalizing vintage equipment, even when you don't really know what you're doing. That's pretty much every video I do. Hey boo, I got some cake left over from my birthday. You want some?